What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is going to be really quick. It's just going to be my reaction, excuse me, review, I guess, of the new Tyler Perry movie that dropped on Netflix on yesterday called A Fall from Grace. Now, honestly, I had heard about the movie and I was like, I'm going to catch the movie. But then, excuse me, y'all, as I flipped over to my Facebook, I don't hardly ever go on my Facebook anymore, but I just happened to flip over to it earlier today, and my whole timeline was about this movie. And I said, you know what, let me go and check this movie out. If everybody's watching it, let me see what they're talking about. Now, if y'all watch my videos, y'all know that when it comes to Tyler Perry, my expectations are pretty low. And I really went into this movie with absolutely no expectations. I think I had seen the trailer a few weeks back. I was probably looking at something else and the trailer came on or something like that. So I think I saw the trailer a few weeks back. So I knew the general idea of what this movie was about. Now let me say this. I don't know what your definition of a spoiler is. I am not going to tell you the end of the movie. I'm not going to tell you every little detail. But I am going to speak freely about the storyline. Okay? So if you don't want to know absolutely anything about the movie, then maybe you probably need to shut it off. But I will not be telling you everything because I won't be. Okay, now, with that being said, the movie stars Crystal Fox, and if y'all don't know who Crystal Fox is, if you watch The Have and the Have-Nots, she is the main character from The Have and the Have-Nots. If the show started, the maid who has now evolved into, I don't know what she's evolved into because I don't watch the show anymore, but of course, her character's name escapes me right now. I can see her face clear as day. Or if you know her from what I know her from, which is Heat of the Night, she was the female cop on the Heat of the Night many, many, many moons ago. So, Crystal Fox, Felicia Rashad. You got a little cameo from Cicely Tyson. I mean, she's not a main character, but she is Cicely Tyson. So when you see her, you're gonna respect her. Okay. We have a newcomer who plays the male character. When I say newcomer, y'all know how Tyler Perry keeps his cast of characters. Unless there was a lot of makeup involved, he's not familiar to me. Although I think he did a really good job in this character. So, and then we have the lawyer, the young lady who plays the lawyer. Yeah, I should have had these people's names, but I didn't. No. So, the premise of the movie, the premise of the movie, it surrounds this young lawyer who has a reputation of basically doing plea deals, right? That's who she's, the pleader. And her boss gives her this case. We come in on the end of this case, meaning this woman has already been arrested. She's already in jail. And she has no interest in fighting. She's like, look, I did it. I'm guilty. I just want a good plea deal. I just want to be close to my son. So she has no interest in fighting, which works for the young lady, because she was like, well, look, and her boss was like, look, it's a slam dunk. She don't want to fight. Just try to work out a good deal with the DA. But as she gets to know the woman and gets the woman to start telling her story, she realizes that it's not as open and shut as she once thought it was. She also gets a little bit of a nudge from her co-workers who, because she works for like a public defender type office. And she gets a little nudge from her co-workers who are like, you really should be fighting for your clients. Like, you take the easy way out. You're not really trying really hard. And you get the impression that, she didn't go to Harvard. I think she went to community college before she went to law school. So, you definitely get the impression that she wasn't, not that she didn't have the ability to be, but for whatever reason, she didn't go to your top echelon schools. So, the more and more we get to hear this story, right, it was a good story. And it was very believable as to how it could have happened the way she said it happened. Because y'all know how Tyler Perry can be sometimes, y'all. Y'all know that his storyline, sometimes you be sitting there like, now you know good and well that didn't happen. But realistically speaking, I mean, I could nitpick, okay? I could nitpick and find, well, that wouldn't have happened. Well, they couldn't have done that. Well, I could nitpick. Let's be clear. But for the purposes of the overall movie itself, I'm not going to do that because I think overall, it worked. Crystal Fox plays a middle-aged woman who sort of meets, a good guy. He's younger than her, but, they seem to have a very organic romance. It wasn't overnight. It didn't, it wasn't a we met on Monday, got married on Tuesday kind of situation. They worked up to it and all that good stuff. So I'm saying all of these things to say, because I don't want to tell you guys too much because I do think you should go watch it, and I don't want to tell you too much of the movie. There was the overall picture that they were painting for us was great. The storyline was great. The development was great of the storyline. I don't think, Tyler also has a tendency, in my opinion, to cut corners. And in the midst of cutting corners of a storyline, he sort of plays with our intelligence a little bit. I don't think he did that with this story. I think we got enough of what we needed for it to work. I had sort of figured out part of the movie before it was revealed to us. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but I'm going to say I had figured Felicia Rashad out. So when you go see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about when I say that. I had already figured Felicia Rashad out, but I didn't have the whole story. I had about 80 to 90% of her story figured out, right? There's only one part that I would nitpick, and I really don't want to say what that is because, again, I think it would give away too much of the story. But I will say there's only one part that I would nitpick. But overall, you guys, I think it was a good movie, especially for Tyler Perry because, again, my expectations are low because he usually disappoints me. I'm just going to be real with you guys. But I do think it was a good movie. I think that, and he only filmed it in 5 days. So that's another reason why I was like, really, Tyler, 5 days? Like, really? But hey, it worked. Again, if I were going to nitpick something, I could definitely talk about how Tyler Perry always creates these weak women who have to be saved, who, get, duped, for lack of a better word. Because at one point, I was watching a movie and I was like, oh my God. Like, you feel so bad for some of the stuff that you see happen, but you definitely could see how it could happen. It happens all the time. It doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that you're not a smart woman or whatever, but it happens. So for me, you guys, if I had to grade it, I would give it a B. I would definitely give it a B, maybe even a B plus on a good day. But I watched it. It was good. And definitely for Tyler Perry, y'all, it gets a thumbs up for me. But definitely go get it and then drop it in your comments. And when you start dropping comments, then I'll respond. Well, I always respond, but I'll respond to the I'll respond to the comments. But once I think, like, after the movie's been out for about 2 weeks, then we can have a more in-depth discussion about a lot of the ins and the outs of it. Again, I really don't want to tell anybody too much because I really do want you guys to go see it for yourself. I recommend it. It's on Netflix. Go check it out. Peace.